प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं भक्तावासं स्मरे नित्यं भक्तावासं स्मरे नित्यं आयुर्कामार्थ सिद्धये
Saram and welcome you all to our presentation today. It is an honor and privilege for me to introduce you all the man of distinction and the role model of in Sai organization, Brother Jagadeesan, who is, as you know, the ardent devotee of Sathya Sai Baba. Brother Jaga is equally or mostly known as in Malaysia as Dato Jega Jagadeesan, a title proudly given by the King of Malaysia to honor his service to mankind. Jagadeesan is an unborn brother of almost all the Sai families wherever they live. The word I use, introduction, is not appropriate because you all know much more than I know Brother Jagadeesan. Please join me in welcoming Brother Jega.
Sai Ram. I want to thank the organizers for taking the effort to organize this event. I want to thank them for actually selecting the subject. Because for me, the most important subject now, as we face the new years before us, is what is Swami's legacy? And who is responsible for making his legacy manifest in this world? The devotees, the point I'm trying to make is that for many, many years, Sai devotees used to go to Prashanti to seek Swami's blessings. Now, a time has come, we must tap the cosmic Sai where we are. But also, we must become Swami's blessings to the world. This is the challenge that faces us. Having absorbed for many years so many blessings, so many Pada, so many visits there, if we continue to yearn for someone to keep on patting us in our back like little children, there's something wrong with us, okay? We must become the blessing to the world. This is the challenge that faces the Sai organization. And especially those, of course some very elderly now, guys like me who are on the downhill going on the way out. But here we're talking about those who are now on the way up, okay? The 30, 40, 50, even 60 now I consider young. Those days I will say, dear brothers and sisters and elders. When I say elders, there are many elders there. Now I may be one or two of the last elders around, you see. How many of you here are older than 72 years old? 72, 6, 7, 8, okay, that's okay, we are one group, okay. So, not many left, okay. The time will come and I'll say, how many elders? No elders, I'm the only fellow around. If I'm around. So, dear devotees, today we shall ask ourselves now, what is this legacy of the avatar of the Kali Yuga? I'm saying this not from any imagination. In 2010, September 2010, just months before Mahasamadhi, I sat on the veranda and I presented Swami a document, which I'll show you, called, What is Your Legacy, Swami? Because this used to worry me. Why did it used to worry me? Around the world, dear devotees, Sai devotees around the world, all of us, what were we doing around the world? We were doing medical camps, old folks home, leprosarium visit, this visit, that visit. We were doing what thousands of other NGOs are doing, And I asked myself, Swami, if these thousands of NGOs are doing all this without Avatar coming and telling them, are we the specially blessed, stupid people of the world that Avatar must come and tell us to do the same thing thousands are doing? What is our mission then? And then I said, Swami, look at what happened when Rama came. There was a huge shift of consciousness of man. When Krishna came, there was a shift of consciousness. When Jesus came, massive shift of consciousness. When Buddha came, many shift of consciousness. Nanak, Muhammad, all these people manifested consciousness of mankind. Surely then, Sai mission must manifest in massive shift of human consciousness. If we believe he is the avatar. This is the challenge. It's not putting up buildings, It is the challenge of change of human consciousness. So today I want to share with you this particular thing about Swami's legacy. But how many North Indians are here? North Indians? North Indian people. So few North Indians? Okay, South Indians? Alright. Neither North nor South. In the South Indian tradition, let me invoke Ganapati here. I see Ganapati is there, so let's invoke him, so he makes him, not he feel ignored, okay? We say, Om Sri Mahaganapati Ye Namaha, that's a mantra. One day I went to Mumbai, during Vinaya Sarati Day period, and I saw all these guys in the streets, You know what they were chanting? What the North Indian chant, Bombay chant? Ganapati Bappa Moria, Ganapati. It is like almost like what we do in Malaysia. We have yes. I thought I did something wrong, brother. What's he doing? Exactly. And in Malaysia, we have this big festivals where they go around, Vetrivel, Muruganik, Arohara, like that we go, So Ganapati doesn't get that kind of a huge, this thing, Ganapati is more sedate kind of thing. Until I went to Mumbai, and I love that vibrance and energy. So I think, hey, Swami, I like to introduce this to Malaysia. So when I came back, I introduced her bhajan that merged this north and south together. Okay, so let's invoke Ganapati, 3 Oms. Ganapati Bappa Moria, Ganapati Bappa Moria. Jai 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 Vinayaka, Jai 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 Vinayaka. Ganapati Bappa Moria, Ganapati Bappa Moria, Ganapati. Jai 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 Vinayaka, Jai 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 Vinayaka. Mangala Murti Moria, Mangal Murti Moria. Jai 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 Vinayaka, Jai 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 Vinayaka. Ganapati Bappa Moria. All together now, together. Ganapati Bappa Moria. Ganapati Bappa Moria. Jai 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 Vinayaka. Jai 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 Vinayaka. Mangal Murti Moria. Mangal Murti Moria. Jai 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 Vinayaka. Jai 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 Vinayaka. Om Gam Ganapati Vinayaka. Ganapati Bappa Moria. Om Gam Ganapati Vinayaka. Mangal Murti Moria. Sharanam Sharanam Vinayaka. Mangal Murti Moria. Sharanam Sharanam Vinayaka. Ganapati Bappa Moria. Ganapati Bappa. Ganapati Bappa. Jai 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 Vinayaka. Jai 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 Vinayaka. What's that? Maybe he's coming, you know. So that was a good one. First time we merged North and South Ganapatis, okay? So dear devotees, so I told you, we have come in a time. This is a strange period in the lives of millions of Sai devotees. Because it's like Christ, you know. After Christ, there was AD, after death of Christ, and then BC, before Christ. Now we have after Mahasamadhi, AM. So we are now in a period of the AM of Sai. Before Mahasamadhi, BM and AM. Today we are in 5 AM. It's 5 AM, a dawn of a new era, you know. A dawn of a new era in the lives of millions of Sai devotees, where no more they can go to Puttaparthi and say, Baba, give me this, give me that, give me money, give me this, give me marriage, give me proposal, give me promotion, whatever. Now we can tap. Baba has in fact made the Sai movement universal. Those days only the Vanda people can have special privileges. Now every one of us can tap into the cosmic Sai. The question is how to tap. The question is how to tap. Let me start this so that your consciousness on this particular point, okay? Once Baba made the statement, he said, it's not so important that you say you love God. More important, does God love you? It's a very profound kind of statement, okay? So one day I was going around the world quoting this thing. It sounds so nice to quote this. And I was in, I think it's in Australia, there's a huge convention of 1,500 people there. I forgot where it was even. So I attended so many conventions. And I quoted this, there's a big, huge row of people sitting in rows and rows, you know. And I quoted this, you know, old declaration. I said, Bhagavan Baba, I said, it's not so important that you love God, more important God loves you. And there was a 7-year-old boy sitting in the front row, God knows what he was doing there. He put up his hand. I got a shock to my life, you know. I said, yes, son. Uncle, how can you say that? Surely God loves everybody equally. My God, brother. How did Baba must have put this fellow there, you know? What would give 1,500 people back in the hall, what would give a 7-year-old boy the courage to get up and ask that question? And I was stunned, because I've been declaring this, but I have not really reflected on it, okay, what he really meant by that, okay. Now as he asked this question, I realized, now my God, I must give him an answer. I must give him an answer that will satisfy the young man and satisfy all in the hall. If not, whatever I'm saying now is nullified, you see. So I just continued speaking. Swami, help me out here, I'm telling my mind. I said, yes, darling, a fantastic question the boy has asked, no. Brother, sweetheart, you're right. exactly right. Now I'll tell you what it means. Then I just started speaking. And this is the answer that came out of me. I said, you see, God loves everybody equally. It is like a mother, you know. Mother has 4 children. The mother loves the 4 children equally. He goes to Sai Baba center or somewhere, and somebody gives her 1 chocolate. She puts the chocolate in the purse and comes home. And the 4 children rush out to greet her. Amma, 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 how are you, Amma, Amma, so nice, Amma, you come, Amma, all hold the hand, come, take them into the hall and sit down, makes her sit down. And then all 4 children sit around her. Amma, you're so beautiful, Amma, you're so nice, Amma, you're so good, and like that, you know. Exactly like the Rama sitting there, you know. Amma is so nice. But one child only says one time, Amma, I love you, Ma, she says. Then she gets up and goes to the kitchen and starts cleaning the dishes there, whatever you clean in the kitchen, goes upstairs, making up the bedroom. The other 3 sit in front of the Amma. Amma, you're so wonderful, so wonderful. Then ask the child, son, tell me, which child you think the mother, without the child asking for it, will go and give that chocolate to the child, without the child asking for it? Uncle, the child doing the work, you know, helping mother. Exactly like that. God loves everybody equally, but He will respond to you the way you act towards Him. If you do go on fulfilling His mission, mother's mission in the house was to clean the thing, the child was to, how can I help my mother fulfill her task at home? Each one of us must make this choice now. Are we the children sitting down by them clapping hands, Amma, I love you, Amma, I love you, like that? Or are we, after singing once, we go out and fulfill the mission that Amma has to fulfill? That's the introspective question you must ask. Each one of us must define that, okay? And of course, this particular child has gone up, he won't have enough time to watch television and Dhamma, whatever, but that is for me. That child made me understand that day. Swami really helped me out that day, to understand what he meant really when he said, it's not so important that God loves you. You love God. That God loves you. I mean, how does God respond to you, to your love? So, this is the little child's answer to me. I don't know who the child is now. For all I know, he may not exist anymore. After he got up and he's got up and he suddenly disappeared. Hey, Jagadeesan, don't tell things you don't know the answer to. Everybody, anyhow. So when Swami's Mahasamadhi took place in Malaysia itself, I didn't go to India. I had to stay back in Malaysia to reinforce the very shaken up devotees there. And about 3 weeks later, we had a huge convention. And the convention, I mean, before that, so I was comforting everybody, you know, but everybody came to me and started crying. I could not go to Puttaparthi. So what can I go and do? I was going to Monday. Here at least I can do something, you know. So I stood there and Swami comforted me. He normally comforts me through songs, okay, he gives me, okay. So this is a song that came, this is a Mahasamadhi song I want to share with you. I've already sung it, everywhere I go I sing this song. Some of you may have heard this song already. How can I love you more, dear Sai? How can I love you more, dear Sai, than I have loved you before? Than I have loved you before. How can I love you more, dear Sai? Now they say you are no more. Now they say you are no more. How can I love you more, dear Sai? How can I love you more, dear Sai, than I have loved you before? How can I the breeze I will feel your gentle touch. In the stars you're twinkling light. In the moon I will see your gentle face. In the moon, in the sun, your beaming smile. In the sun, all together. How can I love you more? Yes, than I have loved you before. How can I love you more? Yes, how they say you are more. When will I see your smiling face? As I have seen before, as we have seen before, we will see your smiling face, my Lord. We will see. I will see your smiling face, my Lord. I will see. Forevermore, in my heart, forevermore, in my heart, forevermore, in my heart. All together, let's sing. How can I love you? Dear brothers and sisters, that is how we must tap Sai. Everywhere we must see His presence. And thus everywhere we must conduct ourselves in such a way that we know He is present. We cannot sit in one say and Baba doesn't know what I'm doing. But Baba doesn't know what I'm saying. Sorry brother, am I clashing this?
Yeah, I think
I take this out.
just one of them.
Yeah.
Otherwise they
No. So is that okay now?
Yeah.
So I felt I was shouting into this one. I need this. So let's. So now that we have tackled the tax problem, I must say it's one of the best sound systems I've been working with now since I came here. Perth also had a very good, very high-tech system. So dear devotees, so here we are now. How do we feel His presence, a cosmic sign now? What should be the legacy of the Sathya Sai avatar? And should Sai devotees play a role in fulfilling legacy? Hey, Baba is avatar, let him fulfill his own legacy. What is that? Let him fulfill his own legacy. Why should we bother? We only want to get His grace, that's all. And sing the Sai Center, sing song and go home. We want a $1 million insurance cover. But you're only prepared to pay $100 for it. You won't get a $1 million insurance, you must pay the full premium, okay? Not just to keep His form. In my mind, in my pocket, altar, I got 5 pictures of Baba in my purse, you know. How many have you got? You don't carry Baba's picture? Oh. So don't judge Baba by how many pictures he got in your house, in your pocket, in your purse. Just judge what you are doing to fulfill His mission. Dear devotees, keep His message in our mind and our heart, and help in some way to fulfill His divine mission. What is the divine mission? Is the divine mission for us to do something that 1,000 other NGOs are already doing without avatar telling them? Are we such dull people? Avatar of Kali Yuga must come. These are good people, good work. I'm not saying not good work. But what is happening? As I mentioned to you, when Krishna came, there was a change in consciousness. Rama came, change. By Christ came. What is the change in consciousness we must manifest for this Kali Yuga avatar? Now let me ask you a question. What do you think is one of the greatest desires of the present devotees, the present devotees of Lord Rama, of Lord Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, Nanak, Muhammad? What do you think is the greatest desire any of these guys, those devotees have? What do you think? You know what it will be? No. First they want to wear. Salvation, my God. Let me hazard a guess. All of them say, how I wish. How I wish I'd been there at the time of Lord Rama. How I wish I'd been there at the time of Krishna. I would be one of the Gopikas. How I wish I'd been there at the prime period of Jesus, the period of Buddha. How I wish. Dear devotees, as a Sai, I haven't talked about this now, but it's come faster than I expected. Every new devotee from today to thousands of years will say, how I wish I had been there at the time when the Kali Yuga avatar walked this earth. As Bhagavan Sathya Sai Baba and manifested so many grand ideals. How I wish I'd been there. We are here. We are already here. So what are we doing about it? What are you doing about it? Those guys are thinking 100 years from now, my God, if I'd been there at the time of the avatar, I'd be there forward doing his mission, Little did you know that many just sat down and sang songs. Not you, I'm talking other people. No, I'm not. Whatever I say doesn't refer to Australians, okay? I'm sure this will be the aspiration every Sai devotee wants to play a part in the divine mission. But today, hardly a few months after Bhagavan's Mahasamadhi left his mortal coils, people have begun to tear down his legacy. Okay? First the radio, TV started attacking him. It goes on and on. And it's not unusual. When Christ went, my God, how many of them tried to tear down his mission? So like this, dear devotees, already the question is now, how can those who truly believe in the mission hold steadfast to the mission of Sai and move forward? If Sai devotees do nothing to uphold his world legacy, we will, by sheer sin of omission and inaction, be abetting the mischief makers who are trying to bring down Sai's legacy. Can we stand in defense of his own legacy? Can we stand in defense of his own, not by condemning the mischief makers? Don't condemn anyone. They'll face their own karma, not to worry. We are not here to. But how can we do action on the ground? What action we can take on the ground to fulfill his legacy and make it meaningful for the world? I have a vision. I had a vision The vision I had was this, that at one time, I was hoping that one time a time will come when thousands of leaders of nations, politicians, leaders of nations, thousands of religious leaders will go to Puttaparthi and not as Baba devotees. They'll go there to stand in front of Bhagavan and just say, Sai Baba, they won't say Bhagavan or anything, Sai Baba, I want to thank you, sir, for the work your devotees have done in my country to transform my nation. Now they can't go and see him anymore. But I still have that vision that one day thousands will go in front of Mahasamadhi. Just stand there like they go to Lourdes and all these great places, Stand there and bow. Thank you, Bhagavan. Your devotees have transformed my country, have transformed the consciousness of my people. They have done a great role in nation building. Dear devotees, that is our mission. Our mission is not mediocre. It must be nation building. But the many aspects of nation building. So what should be the world legacy of Sathya Sai? The devotees, in September 2010, after 3 years of wondering, what should be Swami's legacy, I put it on a paper. In September 2010, I went to see him. I was sitting in the veranda. Thank God not a big crowd was there. Swami came to me. He was very, very fragile. He was in a wheelchair, hardly could speak. And I put this document on his lap. This is a copy of the document. The original is still in my house in Malta. Sathya Avatar, his legacy, the role of Sai devotees in helping to fulfill his vision, mission, action agenda. And I put this on his lap. The devotees and asked him this question, Swami, what should be your world legacy, Swami? I asked. Sitting there was Chakravarti's puja was there behind him. Anil Kumar was sitting there. There was some few of the Sai international leaders were there. About 15 minutes and I went on and it was really a very funny situation. I asked him, Swami, surely, is it the super special hospital in India? Surely that can't be a world legacy, Swami. Swami, you are not an avatar for the India, you are avatar for the world. So the super special tools cannot be your world legacy. Swami, it cannot be the university and colleges you built in India. That can't be a world legacy. It cannot be even the magnificent water project you built in India. That cannot be a world legacy. It cannot be the few Sai schools in foreign nations. That can't be a world legacy. We have minuscule impact on world consciousness. Or small Sai groups all over the world singing Sai Ram, clapping hands and singing Buddha Lala, Buddha Ji, Allah. Is that the world legacy of Sathya Sai? This is, I asked him this question. What should be your legacy, Swami asked him. Then I asked, what is the legacy of Rama? Let me ask you a question, dear devotees. Who do we think of when we think of Rama? Who helped fulfill Rama's mission? Hanuman. Rama, Hanuman, automatically. And of course there are others, Jatayu, and few others who helped in the mission. Who do we think of when we think of Hanuman, Bharata, Lakshmana, Vibhishana? These are all part of the allies of Rama. Likewise, who do you think when you think of the legacy of Krishna? Who do you think of Krishna? By Pandavas, Arjuna, Gopikas, all these, the people, automatically you think of them. Okay? Likewise, dear devotees, what are the enduring legacies of Christ, Buddha, Nanak? The list goes on. Christ, dear devotees, in fact, yesterday I was telling someone, Christ was the most incredible phenomenon in the world, okay? More than anyone else, really. Because he was there 15 years in the Middle East, talking about with the Middle East. Then he disappeared, lost years of Christ. Many say that he went to India, whatever, but we won't go to that one. And he came back at the age of 30. He only preached for 3 years, then crucified. How come his legacy became such a massive world legacy? His 11 disciples of Christ, they made his world legacy. I'll tell you about the disciples later. Buddha never went to India, went to China or Japan. But look at Buddhism there. Nanak, all these great beings, the list goes on, the devotees. The great God-man and saint did not leave behind any buildings or institutions. That's not a great thing. Anyone can, with the money you can build, The legacy was their devotees. If not for the devotees, the mission would not have been fulfilled. What was the enduring legacy of these devotees? They helped to fulfill the mission of the avatar and God-man. The devotees. So what should be the legacy of Sathya Sai Avatar? The most important legacy of Sathya Sai Avatar should be us, his devotees. If not, what are we there for? What are we doing to fulfill his mission? Christ had 11 sick. Baba, before his Mahasamadhi, he had already thousands, if not millions, okay? By now the whole world should be golden age, Not Baba devotees, but everyone fulfilling the Dharma, the Satya Dharma, Shanti Prema, all the ideals of Swami. Whole world should be within tremendous harmony. But now what's happening? Sai people themselves fighting each other. Sai people are fighting each other. Arguing over nonsensical things. Okay? Not here, I'm talking about other countries. I don't know why you're laughing, I don't say that. Okay? But you must have a good reason. Shame. Imagine if the 11 fellows start fighting each other. It's Christ. You think the mission would have been gone like that? No. One vision, one goal, they went for it. What happened to them, I'll tell you. I'm going to show you a movie of Confucius. This movie, dear devotees, I saw, it's a Chinese movie. I saw this movie and tears came to my eyes, In this movie, it's a Chinese movie on life of Confucius. Confucius was a great, Confucius is not because he was confused. He was a great teacher. Now almost revered as a divine, okay? He's gone to divine stature. Okay, let me tell you what's happening before I start playing the movie. He was an advisor to one of the warlords. China was divided into many, many kingdoms. So advised one of the warlords. And then what happened is, because of his advice, the warlord became very strong, very powerful. His nation became very big and rich. And he became very ambitious. He decided to launch conquest of neighboring nations, neighboring states. And but Confucius told him, don't do this. Don't go and fight others. You just reinforce yourself. But finally, this warlord this leader of the state got fed up of Confucius' peace advice and said, look, I've enough of you, you can go. So he asked Confucius to leave his state. Confucius now, together with the disciples, started going out, visiting state by state. And those days, in Indian old tradition, they have this leaf, with the right things, you call ole, right? And what do you call it? Ole. Huh? Palm leaves, okay. But in China those days, they used to do the same thing on wooden slabs, wooden slabs. They do that. Maybe they didn't have leaves there, okay. Because winter all they had, now they have leaves. Wooden slabs, okay. Anyhow, so they're going now. Now they're going, what you're going to see now is the caravan of Confucius going through during winters, heavy snow. And there is one of his chief disciples, young man, was carrying on his wagon all the teachings of Confucius, quite heavy, because they're made of these wooden slabs. What he's seeing now is Confucius now traveling through, the whole caravan traveling through the state. No sound here? Hold on, I definitely got sound. Now they're going through now, and they're going through a lake, frozen lake. And as they walk through the frozen lake, the caravan, they think the ice can stand their weight. not realize this is the lead, this is a young disciple with all the teachings. They walk through, suddenly they hear some ominous sounds. That's the Confucius, played by the famous Chinese actor Chow Chun-fat. What's that sound? He said, let's go. He moved. They realize now the ice is cracking. They've got to get out of the lake. Dear devotees, as they rush to hurry up, move, then the ice cracked where Confucius teachings were, because it was too heavy. And the teachings of Confucius, years of teachings written there. Everybody rushed. And they called for his disciple, the young disciple, to come up. But this guy didn't come up to save himself. He kept on, he went diving inside and trying to rescue the teachings of Confucius. He went and dived and moved up. And Confucius came, and the guy's name is Hui. Hui, where are you? Where are you, Hui? Come, Hui, get out of there. He comes up, he throws the teachings of Confucius onto the land. And the master is saying, come out, come out. But this disciple looks at the master and dives back again to save his teachings. The master is crying, Confucius, Hui, where are you? Come up, Hui, come up, Hui. But this boy does not listen to the master. He goes on and dives. You know why, dear devotees? Because he realizes more important than the master are the teachings of the master. The teachings are lost, Confucius lost forever. And when this guy goes down and tries to rescue again, he throws it again. The master says, Hui, the throw rope, come out. He looks at the master one final time. Goes in again, the freezing ice, dear devotees. And as he goes in again, hypothermic and he dies. Dies to save the teachings of the master, because he realizes greater than the master are his teachings. The teachings are lost, the master is lost forever. Then he has confused things of the young man, the young alive. That's why the master holds the other son says, Master, please eat
吃
some.
点东西吧。夫子，已经4个时辰了，他是缓不过来了。夫子，你放手吧啊！夫子。
The master realizes that his devotee, his disciple
夫子，
has done
你还是吃一点东西吧。
greatest sacrifice for him. He has preserved the legacy of Confucius. I've seen this movie 100 times, I think. Every time I see this movie, tears come to my eyes. Because I ask myself, would I give my life like that? Answer, I don't know. So, I'm sorry, yeah. So what is this message? What is the message that's been conveyed here? The devotee realized the message of the master is his legacy. And it is up to the devotees who must preserve and manifest the legacy and preserve it for posterity. We must make the legacy not a dead document, but a living legacy of the Master. So, how did the message of God man spread? Who upheld and promoted the legacy? Dear devotees, look at Jesus. Let me just take Jesus Christ, just one. How many of you have been to the Sikh temple in the Golden Temple in Amritsar Golden Temple? If you have a chance, go and visit the temple. Not just you'll be awed by the magnificence of the temple, okay? But make an effort to go and see. There's a museum upstairs of paintings of some of the devotees of Nanak. My God, the torture they were subjected to, amazing. Just to give up Nanak's faith. But they refused. Amazing. So all these kind of disciples are there. Let me tell you about Jesus Christ himself, okay? Do you know how the apostles died, okay? And quickly go through this, okay? This sacrifice to the masters. Matthew suffered martyrdom in Ethiopia, killed by a sword. Mark, Alexandria, dragged through the horses to the streets until he died. Why? You know why? The Roman Empire wanted them to stop talking about Jesus. Stop conveying the message of Jesus. But they refused. Luke, hanged in Greece as a result of his tremendous preaching to the lost. Can you imagine these guys, the devotees, only knew Jesus for 2 years or 3 years and less. That's all. Some of them not for 2 or 3 years. Some of them met Jesus along the way, So some possibly 2 years, 1.5 years, I don't know. That was that incredible faith they had in the Master, Just for 2.5 years, 3 years. Sai devotees are so many years, 10, 15, 20 years, Not you, but other people. John, boiled in huge basin of boiling oil during a wave of persecution in Rome. Peter, crucified upside down on an X-shaped cross. James was thrown over 100 feet down. James was thrown from a temple tower when he refused to deny his faith. He survived the fall, and then they beat him to death. Bartholomew, also known as Nathaniel, was a missionary to Asia. He witnessed our Lord present-day Turkey. Martyred preaching in Armenia when he was flayed to death by a whip. Jude, killed with arrows and refused to deny his faith in Christ. Matthias, stoned and beheaded. Dear devotees, these are the great disciples of God. It's because of these men that Christianity now lives as it is. Can you imagine what a million Sai devotees can do in this world? If you have the heart to do it. Instead that we go around playing games, fighting each other, arguing. Sai doesn't want us to die for him. He wants us to live. He wants us to have a great, fun-filled life of adventure. But he wants the faith. So what should be enduring life to help fulfill the mission of the Sai Avatar? Dear devotees, he stares in front in our faces, He stares in our faces in every center around the world. Yet often we are blind. Why we are blind? We are blind because it is not so easy to fulfill what Swami wants us to do. The two world symbols of Sai organization give a hint of his legacy. Dear devotees, when he first came, he first set up the Sarvadharma symbol. What's the meaning of this? I have come here. Dear devotees, is there a wipe? Yeah, dear devotees, I tell you one thing. Oh, this is the same board we used yesterday, Somebody hasn't wiped this. So is there a wiping instrument here? Okay, anyone got tissue? Some ladies may have. See, luckily for the ladies, you know how to use my handkerchief. Just give me this 2 pieces. Dear devotees, the world symbol of Sathya Sai Baba organization, Sarvadharma symbol, long before the world got convulsed in the greatest interreligious conflict mankind has ever known. The Avatar himself knew. That's why he's come. Dear devotee, I tell you, everyone talks about the avatars coming, You know the famous saying in the Gita. What does Krishna say? Yada yada what? Right. Whenever unrighteousness rules the world, whenever dharma declines, I will manifest from age to age. Why is it happening? Because he is a manifestation of Vishnu. Mahavishnu's job is to maintain, there's a word called Ridha. Actually, the word Ridha, strangely, is also same as rhythm. Ridha means to maintain the Ridha, the cosmic vibration of the universe, maintain it in order. That's his job, to maintain the Ridha of the universe, the rhythm. It's not a harmony, but it's rhythm. Whenever then, what happens? Whenever this Ridha is disturbed, whenever unrighteousness declines, whenever dharma declines, whenever truth declines, whenever violence overtakes the world, then the avatars manifest from age to age to bring back the Ridha in order. But he doesn't do it himself. He cannot do it himself. He needs the alliance of his devotees. The devotees, no avatar, no God-man fulfill his mission by himself, Rama needed who? I told you earlier, Hanuman and the Tayu and Bhishma and all these other people to help him out. Krishna, in the entire, he came to wipe out the Kauravas, his mission, because negativity had gone to such a low level. He didn't do it himself. In the war of Mahabharata, he didn't lift a weapon. His disciples fought the battle. Jesus, 3 years. Look at what his disciples have done. Look at Buddha. So avatars come to devotees when we, who took this paper here? Brother. So, dear devotees, okay, I'm sure I'm going to get punished for drawing avatar like this, okay? Alright, what to do? For your sake, I must spend about 30 seconds in hell for this. So their job is, can we regain this, bring back the Ridha? And what is Ridha? We'll touch upon this. So can we, Baba knew long ago that there will be this incredible crisis of religions. Today, dear devotees, if there is today, one of the greatest crises facing mankind is this conflict of religions. If today, tomorrow there's a world war, not only religion, no? USA, Christian, within Muslim, Islam, within what, within the Islam, within Middle East itself, Jews and Muslims, within Islam itself, Shia and Sunni. And look at, go further down. If the entire India was Muslim, the Kashmir conflict won't be here. But they'll fight for other things. Man doesn't need excuse to fight. At least they won't use religion to fight. If the whole India and Kashmir was Hindu, the Kashmir conflict won't be there because of religion. They'll find some other good reason to fight. Sri Lanka, they say it is what Sinhalese and Hindus. Flip the coin, Buddhists and Hindus there. In Fiji, Fijians and Indians, flip the coin, Christians and Hindus. Ireland, all Christians, Catholics and Protestants. People like religion that God manifested for the peace and harmony and love and given sharing charity has become the greatest source of human conflict. So the avatar came. He knew this thing would happen. So he said, okay, he gathered his forces, gave the symbol. What did we do? Went home, sat in Sai centers around the world and sang Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, Allah, in the 4 walls of 20, 30 people singing Allah, Buddha, Jesus. And we think that by singing Allah, Buddha, the whole world have unity, What hypocrisy. And then we say, oh, we love all religions, we honor all religions. And you come to meet a Muslim gentleman and he will ask you, you will tell him, brother, we Sai Baba devotees, we honor all religions, okay? Say, just so. Yes, you come to a center, we see our symbol there. Then he'll ask you one question. Tell me, what do you know of Muslim Islamic teachings? Except for all of you other people in the world will say, Islamic teachings are Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden. What do you know? Teachings. How can they say what hypocrites you are? You say you respect religion, you don't know anything about my teaching of religion. Dear devotees. So one of the challenges now faced by the interfaith forces, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the POC. There is something called the POC in Sarah. It's called the Public Outreach Committee. For years and years and years, Sai movement was sitting on looking at the navel, But now, for the first time, their enlightened leadership is there. Let's move out now. Not to make Baba devotees, but to set Baba's message to the world. If you think what he has given us is precious, let us share the preciousness with the world, that's all. So we'll talk about details about that one. What is the mission? So dear devotees, this Saratama, at last now, the POC has set up an international subcommittee for interfaith. And Dr. Reddy, our international chairman, has asked me to lead this interfaith committee, and I'm doing this now. And the great mission we have. Can we become a force beyond the symbol we display on the altar? Can we become a force to unite religions of the world? That's the challenge of change in human consciousness. This is the challenge. The second symbol he's given us is a value symbol. Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, Ahimsa. Dear devotees, we have Balvik classes, human value classes. How many Sai devotees know all the teachings, what the Balvikas know, how many adults know? How many of us understand the mission we have to spread this? Baba said once, this somehow it's been ignored, okay? Baba said, EHV for the children, 3 HV for societies, he said. 3 HV, he said this. 3 HV. Values for head, heart and hand. How many of us have done this? How many of us have gone down, dare to go around and share the values Swami has given us? Not just the children, but the society. This is the challenge now. But how can we, so many values, how can we tackle the value issue? I will share this with you. So dear devotees, the first symbol, unity of faith. Not merely a symbol we decorate an altar or we sing songs and clap our hands, but a living legacy of the avatar. Living legacy who fought the unity of faiths. A world where religious conflict could trigger next world war. He predicted this. He knew it was going to happen. That's why he said, my children, unite the world in religion with religion. So what happened? In Malaysia, when I saw this message coming after 9/11, we took some steps. In Malaysia, after the 9/11 disaster, Malaysian psychologists decided to move from singing and clapping hands and saying this is interfaith. We moved to interfaith in action. We decided to move into action on the ground. We decide now, after 9/11, what happened is, all around the world, everybody started to have interfaith dialogue. Talk. But I realized the interfaith dialogue is actually quite useless now. Interfaith, how many? There'll be 15, 20, 25, 30, 100 plus sitting in a hall and talking about religion. Nothing going to affect outside. So in Malaysia too, what happened is, they formed there is something called in Malaysia, a consultative council. Long before this, consultative council for Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Sikhism and Taoism. Islam is not there. In Malaysia, it's a 60% Muslim country. No Muslim group has ever become part of an interfaith alliance. Why? They are 60% of the population, okay? Why should they get involved with you? And they know that whoever tries to bring the Muslims in are trying to use the Muslims to challenge the government and say certain issues. So Muslims never got together. When 9/11 took place, see, sometimes everybody, we must dare to do things, If we never dare, nothing will happen. When 9/11 took place, all the world had this interfaith dialogue. Malaysia too, this particular consultative council decided to have an interfaith dialogue. All the religious leaders, got together in a hall, huge hall, in a Buddhist hall actually, big hall. About 400 people are there packed in the hall. All the speakers were religious, heads of religions. But some of these guys religion knew that I'm an interfaith guy. So they invited me to speak also. So I was virtually the only one without a robe, wearing white and white, others were red robe with a legal collar and all kind of things, Not legal collar, I mean the Christian collar. And they all, I didn't prepare anything. What am I to say? Let me go listen to what they're saying. Swami, guide me. My turn came. Dear devotees, in summary, these are the words I said on that day. Dear reverends, monks, holy people, people of the robe, my dear brothers and sisters, frankly, I think all of us are wasting our time here. There was a stunned silence again. I saw the head of the Buddhism who had invited me to come and put his hand like this. What is this madman Jega going to say? I said, I know, the exact words I'm telling you. I know you're thinking why I'm saying this. I'll tell you why. The fact that all of you are in this hall today here shows you're the converted. You believe in interfaith. If not, you won't be here. But let me tell this to you, I said. If tomorrow there's any interfaith conflict in Malaysia, none of us fat cats, exact word, none of us fat cats will take a knife out to each other. The people take the knife are those in the slum areas, squatter areas, the poor. They will take the knife. It is they who must be convinced that interfaith is a living reality. Not something we sit in an air-conditioned room, give nice speeches and say, good speech and go home, Then I went on, a very fine line I'm playing here because you're all religious leaders. I said, if for some mental aberration we have, we refuse to pray in another man's hall of prayer because we lock the omniscient, omnipresent God inside the four walls of our own little hall of prayer. Carry on, do that, I said. But nothing to prevent Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs holding hands and serving the poor where the sky is the roof and the earth is the ground. Everybody applauded. But everybody likes to go on conferences, speak and not do anything after that, okay? But that day I realized what the Sai mission should be. I got a Sai council together, guys. Before this day, what we used to do, before this, because we're already interfaith group, I always was very conscious of mine. We had to show we interfaith, not just talk about interfaith. So before this 9/11, for many years, what we used to do, in Malaysia there are 5 major groups. The Muslims, they celebrate Hari Raya, Eid, they call it. Deepavali, then Christmas, Chinese New Year, and Buddha Purnima. The 5 major religions are celebrated. What we began to do in Malaysia those days was, we were doing many service projects anyhow. Every religious festival, we launch a service project in the name of that religion. Christmas, we launch it in the name of Christ. And then we invite a Christian priest to come to the event, some charity event, ask the Christian priest to cut the ribbon or hit a gong or whatever, and ask him to bless, say prayers, and we all sing some hymns. Buddha Purnima, we'll invite the Buddhist priest to come and do it. Like this we can do, year after year. So once Chinese New Year and Islamic Eid, because they follow the moon, they coincided at the same time. We had a massive service project, a handicapped sports day for handicapped children. We booked a stadium. In fact, we were lucky, Matsushita, the company had their own company stadium. They let us have the stadium, massive event we had. So people began, all these Sai Baba fellows, they're doing all these kind of things, okay? So they know that we are not fanatics. We are not cult worshippers. Because we are respecting all the religions. We are showing out in public. But every time we have this function, the Christian priest or the Buddhist will come and say, Jega, a wonderful thing you're doing. I'm here in my personal capacity. I don't represent the church. I'm here in my personal capacity. I don't represent my group. He said, I said, we don't care. We're doing the service anyhow. So we just do anyhow. But on that day, after this particular event, I called the Sai Council together. Guys, no more on the periphery. We go for the juggler now. No more fella coming telling us I'm here for the organized for personal capacity. We need to crack 2 very difficult nuts. The first would be the Catholic Church. Catholic say the church must support what we're doing. Then the Muslim group. Approach the Archbishop of the Catholic Church. And dear devotees, we told him what we're doing. And he said, Jega, I know you've been helping a lot. We're doing a lot of work everywhere. We are with you. The Archbishop, Catholic Church came. Then came the Islamic group. Islamic group, I told you, has never been part of any interfaith alliance. You know what they told me? That time Malaysia, by that time we run about 1,300 medical camps. And all the medical camps we do in the rural areas, where the population is 95% Muslims and 5% Indian Chinese. In Malaysia those days, and still today, much today, Indians help Indians, Chinese help Chinese, Malays help Malays. Suddenly here we have a task force of Malays and Indians and Chinese, with a few Malay doctors who come help in the medical camps, going to rural areas. We go and spend 2 nights and sleeping on floors, and helping medical camp. 2,000 people were seeing medical for 2 days. And the people are wondering why they're doing this. What is the motive? So there's a group called ABIM, National Islamic Youth League. This is the very volatile group. The other guys, if something happens about Islam in your country, they'll demonstrate in front of your embassy. We approach them. Somebody says, Jega, it's difficult for you guys. Listen, the harder the nut, easier to correct sometimes. So I put the head of this Islamic group, this Abib. I told him about what our idea is, to found the Interfaith Alliance, to whole and serve the poor. You know what he said? Jega, we've been watching you Sai Baba appeal for many years. We have a file thick about Sai Baba in Malaysia. And you personally, we have filed this thick. I said, my file is very small. I said, by the way, why do you have this file? You know what they do? All the Medicam we have in basically rural Malay Muslim areas, after we finish, one of the strict instructions we give our people is this: never talk about Baba there. Your job is only to do service and tell the Muslim to become better Muslim. Be a Christian, ask him better. That's all you do. And serve. The only sign that we are Sai devotees will be the banner there, Sathya Sai Baba Medical Camp. That's it. Of course, the people, everyone knows Sai Camp. What these guys used to do, after we leave the camp, they'll take a form and send 4 or 5 of their volunteers to go and talk to the villagers. What did they say? Did they talk about Sai Baba? And they all said, no, they said, we will become better Muslims. We never talk about Sai Baba at all. They said, you don't help us. So that's why the file, 1,000 camps with 5 forms, every camp, that's so big. Then this guy said, Jega, you Sai Baba people are sincere people. We are with you. For the first time in Malaysian history, a powerful Muslim group became part of the Interfaith Alliance led by Sai organization. For 10 years, because we started it, we automatically took the chair of all the meetings. I didn't take the chair because I was busy traveling. I told the Sai Council president, that time it was about 10-15 years ago, it was Chia Woon Kong. The guy who built Chaitanya Jyoti, the guy. He took over as chairmanship of this, we call it the Friendship Group for Inter-Religious Service, FGIS. We formed what is called the Friendship Group for Inter-Religious Service. He chaired for 5 years, then he stepped down as President Sai Council, and then a very well-known gentleman called Billy Fong, some of you may have heard of him. He took over as Chairman, President of Sai Council, and took over Chairman of this Friendship Group. But 5 years ago, Billy Fong stepped down. Dr. Suresh Govin, all of you know him, by the way. Suresh Govin is going to come here in September, and he'll be having a part of a camp. What camp is that? I left the people. SSC camp on service. Where is it going to be held? In Burlubum, okay? Burlubum, okay. In the Sai school. So as all of you know, Suresh is an incredible force, fantastically about a speaker and very, very powerful messages delivers. And you all should go and participate in that camp. Okay? And so when Suresh took over as chairman of Sai, president of Sai Council, so automatically he should have been the chairman of this task force. That's when I threw my best card on the table. I was having a meeting with all the religious leaders, and I said, fathers, reverend, dear brothers and sisters, we have been chairing this FGS for the last more than 10 years. Can I suggest now that we rotate the chairmanship? So next 1 year, the Muslims chair, after that the Christians can chair, then the Buddhists can chair, dear devotees. The Muslim leader replied, Jega, not necessary. Let Sai Baba lead. We are very happy with what you're doing. We will support you. My tears came in my eyes, devotees. That we won their love and respect. So now, 15 years already. Now the FJS group now is doing so much work that Malaysian government, Muslim government, is coming asking us to help them, and they're funding everything we do. They're funding everything we do. So dear friend, this is what we can do, So the friendship group, contains the following: Angkatan Belia Islam Malaysia, ABIM, the Buddhist Mahavihara, the Catholic Church, the Council of Churches in Malaysia, Malaysian Hindu Sangam, and Malaysian Gurdwara Council, which is the Sikh group. And we are the coordinators. We keep ourselves coordinators, people coordinating chairman. We try to keep a softer name rather than chairman of the group. Okay? And here are the first founders of this. Archbishop Murphy Pakem, he's now stepped down, a new Archbishop took over. Now we also met him and he's fully supporting us. Reverend Damananda, incredible Buddhist leader, passed away, new leader has taken over, he's supporting us. Father Tully Philip Thomas is still with us, Sangat Singh, Vaitalingam and Sharan Arkasim of Abin. What we do, dear friends, we have interfaith, we organize now under the FIFT. Whatever we have done in the past at Sathya Sai, we now make it interfaith. So we have interfaith medical camp, interfaith drama festival, interfaith song festival, interfaith fund for handicapped children. And at the request of the Malaysian government, funded by them, interfaith cultural leadership camp for youth. So this surely must be the world first. Okay? Bhavan opened the door and we moved his mission vision forward, that's all. So today if you go to Malaysia and ask who are the leading interfaith people, Sai Baba, they'll tell you. I was telling what Jenny a story just now, in lunchtime, about Malaysia. Malaysian Prime Minister now, they have called Najib, as you all know. He's in trouble for a lot of things. But before that was Mahathir. Okay? Mahathir knew all about Sai because he was my minister. I used to write speeches for him. And he fully knew. I used to brief him a lot about Baba. Najib, I hardly had talked with him about Baba, So I was, the last 6 years, 2006 to 2012, I was a senior economic advisor to the government of Japan for their Asia-Africa economic strategy, focusing on a country called Zambia to whether we can revive Zambian economy. And 2 people were part of this economic, and the contract between the Japanese government and I, with myself and my wife. She also was official part of that. And one day, I was working in the president's office in Zambia. A lot of wonderful things happened there. Najib, my prime minister, led a mission to Zambia. And I knew that this Zambia will ask them, Malaysia, for help for a lot of things. So I met the president. I said, listen, don't ask for things Malaysia won't give. Ask for things they'll give. This is what they'll give. I gave them a list of things. You can ask, they'll give. I asked the government service, I knew. Okay. Then, when they took down notes. Then when the Prime Minister delegation arrived, I met the Prime Minister in the hotel that morning. I said, sir, listen, I've already told them what to ask you. Okay? so sir, this is what they're going to ask you. I think this you can give. I said, so he also took down notes. So then I rushed back to the President's office and I was sitting there. And very interesting, they had a table like this. They had a table like this. And my Prime Minister and the President of Zambia was there. And this side were all the Malaysian ministers and delegates. Here were all the Zambian ministers sitting on here. And I was part of the Zambian delegation, not Malaysian, so I was sitting behind here. So Prime Minister walks in, hey, Jega, what do you mean? I said, I'm part of Zambian delegation. I said, okay. Then because I briefed both sides so well, the entire delegation discussed something for 2 hours, finished in half an hour. Agreed. Then after that, they sat down and talking about Manchester United, football, and the other. Then what happened was, the President of Zambia, he tells my Prime Minister, Zambia is a interreligious nation, interfaith nation. So I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Zambia is 95% Christians, You see, I'm a Roman Catholic, he said. And my minister here is a Protestant. He is a Catholic, he is Seventh-day Adventist. He's a Jehovah's Witness. Like that is interfaith, he said, no. So all of us Malaysians were smiling away. He introduced all of them in different. Then my Prime Minister turned and said, Malaysia is also an interfaith nation. I say, I'm a Muslim. My minister here is a Buddhist. The other ambassador here is a Christian. He is a Muslim. He went on like this. But I'm sitting here, so he didn't look at me. See? When he finished, I said, sir, excuse me, I said, don't forget, sir, I am also Malaysian Hindu, you know. And then Najib, the Prime Minister, replied, yes, Jega, you are Hindu, but you are Sai Baba, you are universal, he said. That is the reputation we have earned. The Prime Minister is telling the Zambian President, Sai Baba, you are universal. This is our challenge. Can we, while maintaining that we are Hindus or Buddhists or whatever we are Christians, we make ourselves universal. That's what Swami wants. So this is mission, okay? Now we must be convinced that this, with his will guiding us, dear devotees, that we can do some, but we must dare to do, If you hesitate to do, I don't know what to do, Sometimes I go to some countries, not here, but other countries. When I go there, and I tell them, why you are not doing these kind of things? You know what they say? They sit in the chair here, and they sit here and say, Jega, we want to do, we want to do. I said, no, we're waiting for Baba to show the way. Waiting for Baba to show the way. I said, Baba has shown what? So much, what is showing the way? Hey, you're sitting in the chair, how to show the way? I said, no. If you get up and say, Swami, I'm going to do this, Swami, unless you help me, I'm going to fall. He must come and rescue us, okay? He must come, that's his job. That's the God's job. If we do God's work, He must be our ally and friend and anchor to support us. But if we do mediocre things, I always tell people, God is unemployed nowadays. God is unemployed because we're doing so many mediocre things. God, why should God get involved? Dare to do something, that needs definite God's intervention. Then that's His job, That's why, you see Mahavishnu in Devaloka. He's Ananda, he's sleeping. You don't let them do what they want to do. But it's called Ananda Shayanam, But you do something that needs his help. Hey, then I must manifest his avatar. Yada dharmasya, I must come, get my army together and fight this war of dharma. Now we are sitting down and clapping hands at him. Anyhow, the devotees, then, but we must dare to do. We must 100% faith. The divine is guiding, guarding, preserving, protecting. 100% faith we must have. And when can this be sure? That God is with us, I'll tell you when, devotees. When the cause is noble and our motive is pure. Noble cause means something so powerful that your nation needs His help. And the motive must be so pure. Even to say by doing this you want to get Baba devotees is a tainted motive. Just to make His people, better Christians, better Buddhists. Loka Kalyana. Happiness of the nation, happiness of the world. That should be our motive. Then He must come and help us. What is that? That's His job. We must no more plead for divine grace. We must be manifesting of the divine will, one with His mission. He must become the wind beneath our wings, Swami, I am flying now, you are the wind beneath my wings. Until one day, we realize that actually we are the wings and we are the wind. Tattvamasi aham brahmasmi. I am I. That's His highest objective, okay? Dear devotees, now the next vision. Manifest through the value symbol. Truth, right conduct, peace, love, non-violence. By the way, do you know this? Many people don't know that this particular symbol originated from Malaysia. Many people don't know the history of this. I'll tell you how it originated. When we set up Sai Council 1980 something, we took the symbol, the world religious symbol, and went to the registrar. In Malaysia we must register every center as under Society Act. And we told the registrar, this is our symbol. The registrar looked at it and said, hey, how can you put a Muslim symbol there? Take out the Muslim symbol, he said. I thought, my God, if I take out the Muslim, what am I going to fill it with? So I told the registrar, I thought, like playing chess. I said, sir, brother, listen, very simple. We are putting the Islamic symbol there to show our love and reverence for Islam. If you want us to not to love and revere Islam, then you write to me, I'll take it off. I forgot caught, okay? How can he tell me not to love? So he said, okay, you come back next week, I'll let you know. So I went back, I thought I'd done a smart move, Check the fellow. That guy was smarter than me, Next week I went to him, he said, okay, I tell you what, how do you know the other religions will want you to put the symbol there? How do you know Christians will agree? How do you know Buddhists will agree? Go and get the permission first. My God, I thought this guy is smart fellow, checkmated me, okay. So then I went back home and thinking about it, and then I think my late wife, she said, hey, why don't you get the 5 lotus there? Why don't you put the 5 symbols? Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, no one can argue with that. That's a good idea. So I took the symbols and I took it in Dubai, in Russia, and then I went to Puttaparthi for a meeting and asked him in Dubai, can we use the symbol in Malaysia? Because they won't allow us to use this. He took it to Swami. And Swami, yes, let the symbol be used outside India. That's how the symbol became. Now no one knows the origin. You're the few rare people who know the origin of the symbol. So, devotees, the next vision, value symbol. Baba has been talking about it for years, but we have ignored it. You see, we ignore everything Baba says that is difficult. Baba talked about interfaith. What have we done? We had a big interfaith conference in Puttaparthi. The last place you need interfaith conference is in Puttaparthi. Have we done in our own countries? Then we sit down there and we do drama and all kinds of drama and all this. No, never do in our own countries. Christmas, a massive celebration in Christmas we do in Puttaparthi. Has a Sai movement anywhere in the Christian countries done a massive Christmas celebration by Sai people, honoring Christ. But we put a big show in Puttaparthi. Likewise Buddhists. All of us, we go on a big show in front of Swami. This began to bug me very much. Come back to this now. Swami has talked about this again and again and again. And what is it? A time when many children, youth, young adults are falling short of parental expectation. Some even bringing sorrow and grief to their parents, abandoning them. Let me tell you what happened in Singapore and India. Singapore, majority Chinese. Singapore, Chinese, for Chinese, the Chinese great teaching of Confucius is something called Xiao. Xiao means filial piety. Filial piety is the foundation of Chinese culture and tradition. Yet in Singapore, the government has passed a law whereby the parents can sue the children for neglecting them. Singapore is not a poor country, rich country. And everyone said, which parent will sue the children, okay? Yet the government went here and passed a law. They opened up a commission office. On the first, I was following this story, okay? The first day of the office opened, 6 elderly couples went to the office. And one mother, it came on the paper, she said, my daughter prefers to feed the dogs rather than look after us. Can you imagine the crying pain of the mother's heart to want to say this? And before the Indians think, those are Chinese, we Indians are not like that. We Indians have been fostered for centuries in Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. Mother, father, teacher, God. These Chinese are like that. We are not like that. The Indian government has passed a law whereby the government can sue a son or daughter for abandoning parents. They take their parents to some, Papa, Mama, take you to a big religious function, to take the mother to a far away to religious function, far away from their home, and then while the mother is standing there, oh, God, thank you, see my son, so nice fellow, daughter, so nice fellow, brought me here, they leave them and go home. So when the whole function, they're looking around, they don't know where to go. They're lost. The government passed a law. China, where the government has a one-child policy, the children are allowed to leave parents in homes, because no other choice. Chinese government, they leave the parent home and never go to visit them. Chinese government passed a law. Every child who leaves the parent must visit the parent only once or twice a year. What a shame, the devotees, that the two of the most ancient existing civilizations, the most living civilization today, are Chinese and India. Roman civilization went away, Greeks disappeared, all this way. These two civilizations where filial piety is the foundation of their culture, the government has passed a law to enforce this. What happened to all the teachings, religious teachings? Devotees, Bhagavan Baba showed the way, devotees. His mother wanted a small clinic in Puttaparthi. Baba built super specialty hospitals in Puttaparthi, giving free treatment to thousands. His mother wanted, so question is, can the organization motivate others, such ideals, to become so caring for fulfilling parents' wish? His mother wanted a small school. Baba built universities and colleges, So, are we such ideals for our parents? Can we, Sagna, play a role in that? He is a role model. Follow him. We follow his bhajans. We follow his, that's all we do. His mother wanted a small well in Puttaparthi so the people need not go to Chitravati river to take water. Baba built thousands of miles of water. Devotees, all these I showed to Baba, All these things are in this, pictures are in this document. Swami, I said, Swami, you, Swami, were an ideal son. You exceeded parents' expectation. Now, Swami, what can we do? So, devotees, see, devotees, we need not human values, devotees. Human values that we're trying to project to the world. It's a huge, huge thing. But let me ask you, all of you here, you are the adults of the past generation. What made you not deviate from the path of goodness? What made you not deviate and get drunkard or womanizing or gambling or all kinds of robbing, whatever it is? I think 100% most of us, we didn't want to do anything that displease our parents. I was an atheist, for 32 years of my life. I didn't believe in God, no nonsense. But in the 30 years, I tell the youth, then I became an anti-Sai Baba, and I was a vicious anti-Sai Baba. I was not an anti-Sai Baba, I was a proactive anti-Sai Baba. My joy was to destroy your belief. The ridiculous notion of avatar walking this earth. Long story how I became devotee. In the 32 years, I was an atheist. I tell the youth nowadays, I had only one God in my life, my mother. My father died when I was 7 years old. Any of you who have fathers alive, thank God your father's alive. Father and mother is like oxygen and water. Oxygen and water is so freely available. We waste it. We pollute the air, we waste water. Father and mother are like that. The love of father and mother is wasted. We take it for granted. We bring tears to the eyes. We don't care. Such a precious heritage. Our legacies are there. So what are we doing about it? Okay, you are happy your son is looking after you here in Australia. What about the thousands and other parents? What can we do? This requires now change in human consciousness. So the greatest challenge of man is not building a school hospital. Change in human consciousness. I'll tell you what Baba has said. Baba has thrown, this is not Jagadeesan talking all this, Everything I do, I take from what Swami wants us to do, that's all. And make it a mission. Baba has thrown a divine challenge to all Sai devotees and to the world. He has said, the devotees, he says, you have to love your parents wholeheartedly under all circumstances. You have to realize the truth that first and foremost your mother is God and next your father. Our Sevadal, look at the instructions given. Clear instruction. Our Sevadal and youth wing shall propagate such teachings and try to arrest the degeneration in society. No other so strong assertion and instruction Baba has given. Do we dare accept the challenge? Or should we ignore this? Direct instruction. What Baba says. So I prepared a detailed document, this is the agenda, which I present to Baba, giving entire methodology what we should do for both interfaith unity and for the parents. This is a document which I put in Baba's lab. And this, because the document is so many pages, so I know Baba can't read the whole thing. So what I put in my handwriting here a summary of what I want to tell him. You see. So I opened this page and I read to him. This is what you're seeing now. Is handwritten here. What should the world in the years come to remember the avatar for? Swami asked him. Swami, my humble offering. Interfaith unity. Baba through his devotees united the world. Number 2, made mother and father center of lives for all. Created hope. Honor our parents every day. Create hope. and created dharmic sons and daughters who sacrifice their parents. Your blessing, Swami, to launch this world initiative. And then I went on describing other things to him. He was so, he's just so fragile, Swami. I felt so sorry, what am I doing? I thought he was going to be there till 2020 to see all this through. Then I showed him this picture. Swami, look at this picture, Swami. I said, Interfaith unity, unity of faith. That's what he's talking about in Puttaparthi. But are we doing this in home country? We are not, Swami. We're sitting down doing nothing about this. We come here to Puttaparthi and talk unity of faith. Swami, look at this, what do you do? We have a big Chinese New Year celebration in Puttaparthi. But is the Sai movement doing massive Chinese New Year celebrations where Chinese are around the world? We have a big Christmas celebration in Puttaparthi, Swami. I showed him this, all this pictures, I'm showing it to him. Picture, Swami, are we doing Christmas in our home countries? What are we doing, Swami? We come and show it to you here, I said. I went on and on. Here are the Hindu celebrations, Eid, Christian, Muslim celebrations. Swami, all we're doing is show, Swami. So I told him, Swami, and Swami was very fantastic, very moving scene I had that day. The last darshan I had from him, because that's September 10, and then 6 months later he's Masamadhi. If all goes well and he wills it, this will be launched, and I pray within sadhana, this is my prayer which I put, and sure enough, 2 or 3 years later, Dr. Reddy suddenly said, let's make interfaith a big agenda. Community engagement, God and meet the people. No more staring into our navels. The blue revolution, I call it a revolution we must launch. A revolution of consciousness. Number 1. No more just once a day, Father's Day, Mother's Day, but hope agenda. Today, what happens to devotees? We have every day, what is Father's Day, Mother's Day? So what is Father's Day, Mother's Day? The only flows benefit are the shopkeepers, okay? You go and buy the card, the bigger the card, the better. And then you put that, then you come, you open the Father's Day card and put that, Dear Papa. Then there's a poem written by someone else. Idiots can't write their own words nowadays. Not you, not other people. And then at the bottom we say, I love you. Your loving son or loving daughter. And then we give the father the card with a purse or a belt or something, that belt him up. Okay? And then the father, what he'll do, he'll take that new Father's Day, Mother's Day card and put on the television set on top of it, because when friends come, my daughter sent me Father's Day card. They're very casually say, no, this card my daughter sent, because they love me so much. It's hard, they're crying, they haven't seen the daughter for 2 years, okay? This card, Mother's Day card. Devotees, my children dare not wish me Father's Day, Mother's Day. Every day. Now I go around the world, I'll tell the youth, Every day, how do you know? I'll tell you one thing, God's blessing is how easy to get God's blessing. Live in such a way that your father will thank God, your mother will thank God that you are the son and daughter. Or mother must stand in front of the altar, father must stand on the altar and say, oh Lord, thank you God for giving me this wonderful son. Thank you God for giving me this wonderful daughter. If you do that, if they get enough for you, you need not go to temple anymore. That's it, the greatest blessing in the world. But today what's happening is thousands of parents, thousands, hundreds of thousands of parents are standing in front of altars and temples and churches and crying, oh Lord, what have I done to get this kind of girl? What past sin I did to get this kind of son? Oh God, what I did. God, if I have a motor car, I can change the motor car, the full I cannot change, This is exactly what's happening around the world. Parents are crying. So what can we do? Can we launch a massive program of change of human consciousness on our parents every day? So today I realize what it is. Today we give awards, to best swimmer, best mountain climber, best student, best mother, best father, all kinds of. But today the heroes the need today, the heroes the world need today is who, devotees. What we need are awards for dharmic sons and daughters. Dharmic sons and daughters and sons who are prepared to sacrifice our parents and show the world how a son should be. Devotees, so I launched something called the Award for Dharmic Son and Daughter. This is a shield. I went and briefed the president of Zambia on this thing called the Hope Agenda. On our parents' day, Dharmic Son, Dharmic Daughter Award. It's a PowerPoint prayer made to the president of Zambia. And I said, sir, if you want this program, we'll support you. We'll present this shield to you. President Edmund said, yes, I want the program. And this is the shield we present to him. It says Zambian President Award for Noble Son. It's a 5-year running award, offered with love and respect, Sathya Sai Baba, Central Council of Malaysia. He said and gave it to him. Dear devotees, this program has the power to inspire the world. But we must dare do this. You know what inspired me to launch this Dharmic Son, Dharmic Daughter Award? I'll tell you. One girl. A daughter of one of our Sai leaders in Malaysia. This girl went to do law in London. And after she got the law, she came back to Malaysia. And she had to sit for the bar exam. The 1-year bar exam. I think similar to what you got here, the bar exam. But her mother was a fantastic Balvikas guru, And the father himself was a very good Sai Council, Sai Center president. And she came back to Malaysia. Before she could sit for the bar exam, 1 year, 1 year they call it chambering or whatever it is. Her mother detected brain cancer. This family, in Malaysia we get a lot of maids coming in. Indonesia, we got maids from Philippines, from Thailand, India, Sri Lanka, we got a lot of maids. This family is rich enough to hire 3 maids to look after the mother. But this girl said, no. My mother looked after me when I was young. I will look after my mother. And she abandoned her career, stayed at home for 3 years, 3.5 years, looking after the mother, feeding the mother. As mother's brain deteriorated, mother became helpless. I gave this speech in front of the mayor of Memphis in America. I said, sir, this lady, she began to finally clean the mother, when I'm helpless. Mother's feces she will clean, like a maid would nowadays. No daughter will do that, very rarely daughters do that. But like a daughter would do 1 generation ago, she did that. Then finally 3.5 years her mother passed away. She sacrificed her career for 3.5 years. Then she sat for the exam and now she became a lawyer. Now I think she migrated somewhere in America, to Australia. I was so moved by this, So we had a huge Sai convention, 2,000 people packed the hall. And I decided to award her the award. The first time the idea came to me, an award for Dharmic Daughter. Dharmic Daughter and award for Dharmic Son. Dr. Suresh Govind got the award for Dharmic Son because he was offered a fantastic job, high salary job in Singapore. He refused to take the job. He came back to Malaysia at 1/3 the salary. Because why? He said, my father will miss me. Not that he's his only son. He had 2 other brothers who were working, all staying in the same house, 2 other working brothers, 1 other sister working. His father would not have been alone, but he said, no, father will miss me. Dharmic Son award. Then after I gave Dharmic Son award to him, I told Suresh, this award I've given to you now, in front of all these people, pales in significance compared to the next one. And I mentioned the Dharmic Daughter Award, Noble Daughter Award. Mothers in the hall were crying, Then I went and gave the award to Hindu Sangam, the Hindu group. For 3 years, I funded the trophy for that. But I'm not a multi-millionaire, I'm just a government servant, I can't keep on doing this. So then after I left it there. Now, a big agenda is I've just spoken to the Buddhist temple priest. I've spoken to Father Thomas of the church. I have now written a letter to the Archbishop and asked each of the religious groups now to launch an award within their own religions for Noble Son, Noble Daughters award. Devotees, we must make now these heroes the heroes of the world. Because people think it's not necessary, but they never did this because they want the recognition. But their example can inspire the world. So that's the award we give. So what's the final message? Do we think that fulfilling, I may ask you a question, Do we think that fulfilling the vision and message of 2 Sai symbols are worth pursuing as a legacy of the Sai Avatar? How many of you think it's worthwhile pursuing this legacy of Sathya Sai Avatar? Everybody give a big hand for Peggy herself. She's putting up her hand. The president himself now. Sorry. Why I call you Peggy? Big hand for, sorry, not Peggy, but Jenny. Jenny. But Jenny as a leader can't do anything, She can't like going to this like Mahabharata, going to war. Can you imagine if Arjuna had gone into the battle with the horn, they turns out all soldiers behind him, So Jenny can Only do things if leaders at the ground level. This is a ground level action program. Leader can support you, back you, inspire you. Leader must say, I've got leaders in front of me here now. Jenny, I want to do this. Make it happen. I told you God is unemployed. Let's give him some work to do, okay? Devotees, I'll present a hard copy of this. I think Jenny, you already got a copy of this. I think I brought, since the East and West here, Berlin Wall here, okay, understand? So I've got a fun set of documents to give each of the leaders here. I know the East Berlin, West Berlin leader. Who was the East Berlin leader? East, huh? Where is he? Gone home. But there you are. Okay. Later. Sorry, East Berlin. I know Eastern Berlin. But fortunately, you are not Berlin Wall. You all are merging together and working together. The fact that the West Berlin, West what? What do you call this? West region man is here playing the tabla in an event held in East. Oh, big hand for this guy, okay? Devotees, all of you have seen this. Have you all seen this picture? Hello? When this picture came out, all of people said, Jega, this is Baba. Look at the Baba already was saying farewell to all of us. You know. When I looked at the picture, I didn't feel the Baba saying, where is he going to go? Let me share with you. This one, the pictures were taken like this. He went around showing his hand like never before Swami did this, you know, to all the devotees. First time. Everyone saying, oh, Baba is sending farewell to us. I said, no. This is not Baba saying farewell to us. When I saw this pure devotees, I never felt that Baba was saying farewell to us. My vision is this. Swami is not saying final farewell. He's not Swami. He's saying now, his prayer, my devotees now, please help me. You must become greater than Arjuna. You must help me to fulfill my mission. If you do not help me, my mission will fail. He is praying to us to help him to fulfill his mission. That is what he's praying for. He's never left us. You know about the greater than Arjuna story. Did I tell that earlier or not just now? Okay. We had a big event in Malaysia about 3 weeks after Swami's Mahasamadhi. And address hall with 3,000, 4,000 people packed the hall, okay? Many of them non-side devotees. And there, I told the devotees, you know, dear brothers and sisters, we now must become greater than Arjuna, I said. People were stunned. What is madman Jega is talking? Swami himself has praised Arjuna so much, okay? How can we say we are greater than Arjuna? I said, yes, we must be, I said. Because look at Arjuna, great warrior. In the Mahabharata war, he stood and fought the greatest warriors of the time. He won. But now, he was given the assignment by Krishna, take the women and children into the up into the country, because he knew the destruction was going to take place in the city. As they were taking, Arjuna was leading these forces to take the women and children through the forest going. He received news now of Krishna's leaving his body. At once, his greatest warrior of all times lost his will to fight. Robbers attacked the caravan and grabbed all the children and women away. Arjuna stood helpless. Dear devotees, we should not be like that. We should not be like the helpless Arjuna after the Krishna left his body. We should become stronger than Arjuna. Swami, we are with you. And Swami, we need not give our life, you know, like the Confucius devotee. We need not give our life like the Christian 11 disciples of Christ. Let us live a fun-filled life, you know, adventure. But for that, you need powerful leaders. We need direct leadership, you know. We cannot be leadership sitting down and following what devotees want. Devotees, leaders are not meant that. The Sai movement is divided into two kinds of leadership. One is managers of Sai centers and Sai Manager, one is the leaders. Manager will keep on, he's here for 2 years, 3 years, oh, no trouble, okay, I finished. Oh, you, thank God, finish it. Then I was the president. You don't need that. We leaders who dare to move forward. Devotees, they should be given, they should be able to motivate and motivate the devotees to rise to the challenges, to see a new vision of what is possible. That is leadership. No more the same old thing, you know, no more business as usual. If not, the avatar mission is It's wasted. Now I leave the legacies, members of legacies at all levels, okay? A final divine assurance of the avatar. Baba says, if a wave of service sweeps over the land, catching everyone in its enthusiasm, a wave that will sweep over the land, okay? It will be helped to wipe out mounds of hatred, malice and greed that infest the world. So what is it now you think that can wave? You think you go and give poor feeding and doing, everyone doing anyhow? The thing, consciousness, you can bring unity among all religions, hold hands and serve the poor. That is change of consciousness. You can revive respect and reverence and love for parents, bring them back to the center of human life. That is a change of consciousness. Every religion will respect you for this. Every leader will respect you for this. The question is, can the Hope Agenda and Dharmic son daughter, will it have the power to make this change? I want to show thank you everybody for listening to this. I want to share something with you. In this booklet you will see, perhaps once the booklet is given to you, you can have a look at this. Something I want to share a few documents with you. East and West will get one copy. My wife said I've packed 2 sets. I said, why 2 sets? I said, one for East and one for West. Brother, you said the gift you give me is the carpet to keep my leg warm, okay? I'm going to leave a gift for you. Let me give you a few documents in Malaysia that you can see whether this makes sense to all of you, okay, right? First, the leaders will get this legacy document, which I told you put in Swami's lap. Brother, come inside, brother. Hello. Sir, we need the West Berlin, sorry, East Berlin leader. Yeah, just watch it. I'll give it later. The second document I'm going to give you, all this already I've shared with your national president, is this document on this interfaith. This is the document. This is an interfaith medical health camp. Every big event we have a souvenir program. So this is a souvenir program for one of the medical health camp we had by the Interfaith FGIS. Okay, this will be given a second document. And then we have a document on this, okay. So another document on this, honor our parents every day, Hope Agenda. We launched a massive Hope Agenda and we went to the government schools. We told the government this Hope Agenda. Government is stunned. Go approach all schools. We approach primary schools, secondary schools, colleges. We launched a human value drama festival and human value song festival in all the schools in Malaysia. You'll see these models of this in this document. That is 2012. In 2013, we organized an ASEAN 4 human value drama festival. Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand and Philippines came in. And each of them were asked to put up a drama on human values, on filial piety. You'll see this event we had. In Malaysia, what we did in schools, I'll give you an example of what we did in schools for this filial piety thing, Hope Agenda. All this is given here, you can have a look at this. Okay? For the primary schools, we asked the kindergartens, we asked the children to draw these cards, Father's Day card, Mother's Day card, they all give, this card they do, a simple thing. For the primary schools, we had choral singing. You know what's choral singing? Okay, about 10, 15, 20 children, 30 children, and they composed their own songs on filial piety. And then they would sing the songs, So can you imagine, we can't instruct the children by speeches, If you give them okay, you compose your own songs. Anything you give the conscious mind won't work. Give it to the subconscious mind, then it remains there, see. Conscious mind is like a stone, thrown in water. You throw the stone, it bounces from the water. But whatever you give them, subconscious mind will remain in them. It will filter in later. So they ask them to compose their own songs and filial piety. Now, can you imagine they are practicing the songs, for the melody and all kind of things. Like mantra, repeating mantra. And it goes in the subconscious mind. Later it will emerge. Then for the secondary schools, we had a drama festival. Secondary schools, Rama festival. Then we had all schools, we approached the schools to have filial piety murals. We told the schools, you draw murals on your wall, one wall on filial piety. We gave them the paint, the brush, everything. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 schools took part in this, huge murals on the wall they do. So what happened, we immersed the school in the whole year into human value program, exciting, fun program. Subconsciously, subtly, the message will get into the hearts. Only way we can get manifest change is by subtle subconscious entry. Then we had this other one, the event we had in Singapore. The four nations came, they all is here, okay. So this is the Human Value Drama Festival we had for. The other thing I want to share with you is this. As I told you, I am now the chairman of this subcommittee on POC, on interfaith. And what we did is I realized that different countries have different status of interfaith interaction in the community. Okay, some countries, I mean, like Latin America, they say, Latin America is 95% all Catholics. Okay, so the interfaith doesn't apply there. Maybe within the old little groups, but many other countries, like Malaysia, all this in Australia, New Zealand. So I've put on a public or subcommittee interactive strategies. What are the strategies now that we can adopt to in different countries who are different stages of development of interfaith by side? Some hardly any interfaith activity, some have done interfaith activity, like drama or song, But the question is now, how can we now move the agenda, from the stage into the ground, on the ground, serving the poor, serving the people, so people appreciate, my God, this, and not just once a year or whatever, but it's a continuous program of activities, So this gives you a guideline on what can be done and what has been done, okay? By the way, I must share with you something fantastic, okay? See, devotees, Christ said, by your action you'll be known, not by the talk or by the songs we sing. Many years ago, I went to Fiji. Karashe was the president at the time. How many of you Fijians here? Ex-Fijian. Karashe, Yeah, Karashe. He was there. I went for an economic conference. And Karashe was the speaker with me on the floor. And I talked of what Fiji could do to improve the economy. I used the Malaysian model. Okay. He was so impressed by that. He said, Jega, can you address the whole cabinet, whole parliament? So I told him, so I'm happy to do it. He invited them all to a hotel. I said, please invite the opposition also. So the opposition went, and I gave this presentation. And he was so pleased with this. Then I invited him for an interfaith conference the Fiji group organized. Okay. That time Vishnu Dio was there. He was one of the, and Mahendra Tapu, were the guys who helped to put it together. And the president came, Karashe came, he has wife. I gave this presentation, which I'm going to make now in Canberra, I think, on interfaith. Just all I did was show them what we did done in Malaysia, so. And I asked them, do you think it's worthwhile doing? He himself put up his hand. Then I said, we are going to do an interfaith activity for children on the ground. How many will come? He put up his hand again. And then he went for this. He came for the conference. He spoke. He said, this is fantastic. The president said. Then he came for the. Then I left. They had a huge function. They had about 30 organizations took part in the interfaith activity on the ground. Handicapped children, special children thing. The president was there. Then the devotees, a few weeks later, this Christian president, Fijian Christian president, in parliament, made the most astounding speech any parliamentarian leader has made in any parliament. You see, India, every prime minister, president, all people are Baba devotees, but no one dared mention Baba's name in parliament. This Christian prime minister said the following words. He's talking to his entire house. I want to make special mention today of the visionary, far-sighted, committed young people in the Sri Sai Baba Service Organization. Parliament Fiji, They come from different backgrounds. Their voluntary service organization is open to people of all races and religions. He is describing what we are. What brings and binds these young people together is the common acceptance of a calling to serve this country and all its people through voluntary service and welfare and charitable work. It is these young people that organized the recent workshop on the role of contribution of different religions in National Reconciliation Nation Building. The interfaith function I had with them when I spoke there was the role of religion in creating national unity and caring society. That was the role. And then he continues, he says, the same Sri Sai Baba service organization, twice he mentioned Baba's in Parliament, organized a Saturday outing for God's special children, the disabled, handicapped and abandoned orphan children. My wife and I have been honored to be associated with this group. It is these young people who are pointing to the right way for all of us. They lead by example. Then the most fantastic statement he made. Their actions speak louder than all the utterances in this noble house. Dear devotees, this is the power Sai has given us. Awesome power. He is backing us up. What we must do? Baba, show the way, show the way, show the way. How to show the way? You know, devotees have this incredible speech. Okay? Mahendra Tapu. You know. So dear devotees, I'm giving you this is the document of an action agenda on this. Okay? And last but no means least, now nothing to do with what the speech I'm giving you now, talk I'm giving you now, is this document. It is a glimpses of the universal, you know, the Vedas, you know, all of us Veda chanting, you know. How many people know what is the content of the Vedas? Okay? And we Hindus, you know, very proud of Vedas, you know, Sanatana Dharma, Vedas, you know, Vedas, the most ancient of all scriptures. Ask anyone what they know about the Vedas? Nothing. So I decided, I was in the boat, okay, hey, let me look at the Vedas, find out what's so wonderful about it. Then I noticed Swami in his speeches, okay, mentioned some Sanskrit words. These are all from the Vedas, which we just ignore because we don't know Vedas, we just ignore. We skip these words that are Sanskrit and just ignore it. I know what happened. Then one day I said, let me look at these words. So I began to look at the Vedic words Baba's used, you know, Shriya and Priya. You know, what is Shriya and Priya? Then Raga and Devesha. And the koshas, you know, he talks about the koshas. He talks about incredible things he talks about. Then I realized, my God, that these things he's talking about now, if we translate the word from Sanskrit to English, everyone will accept it. No? It's universal teachings he's giving us. Universal. It's like gravity, you know. You cannot, you're a strong Hindu. You can't say, hey, gravity, Newton, Christian fly, I refuse to believe. He's a Christian, I don't believe in gravity. Then go and jump. Whether you believe or not, gravity works, okay? Likewise, these principles work as long as you understand the language that is spoken, okay? So what I did, I wrote this, this is an address I gave in Malaysian Kasai Council. And I told them, these are the words, now let me explain to you. Then how many of you agree now? This is universal. They all will agree, okay, this is universal, they'll accept it. Change the word into English, it's acceptable, okay? So this is the small gift I'm giving, you know. Actually, a lot of excess baggage we have, you know, bringing all this in. But my wife is responsible for that. And also giving one more thing. I think you may be doing this already. In Malaysia, because sometimes, you know, we can't control, we are supposed to interfaith. Our altar brother in Malaysia, every center, you walk into every center in Malaysia, you automatically know it's interfaith, not a cult. Because we have pictures of Jesus and we have put a Buddha, everybody is there. You know? Baba's picture is there, but everybody is there also. And more or less we try to give the same kind of image to this thing. Every center. And then the wall of the centers, we have Baba in action, Baba doing service. I told them, don't have portrait shots of Baba. Baba is not a film star, you know, putting there something like this, something like this. You know. Don't get enamored Baba's form. Put service, what you have done, put on the wall. Put quotations of other religions on the wall. Put Baba doing service. Now we go to our center, you see huge pictures of Baba, you know, this pictures I showed you, you know, this medical camp, all that Baba doing, all that we showed. So the walls of the center speak his message and the quotation of other religions. That's how, then people walk, you should not be able to need to speak. The entire center, they say, wow, this is not a Hindu or cult group, you know, really interfaith. But to make the kind of changes, we've been caught in this technique, we want Hindu. Leaders must, don't force anything, slowly guide the devotee. Devotee's mind must expand. Devotees' minds must expand. Sai movement is not a Hindu movement. No. The fact that the Hindus are dominating is a great responsibility of the Hindus. We must take the religion of Swami's teachings and give it to others, you know. In the cup, they will accept. If we give these teachings in an Indian cup, the others won't accept. Give in a universal cup, then they'll accept. That's our challenge. Again, it's a change of consciousness. Dear devotees, it's a great task. The task is now the leadership task. So don't make the Sai Center substitute Hindu temple. Dear devotees, I'm one of the leaders of Hinduism in Malaysia. Go and ask Malaysia who I'm one of the leaders of Hinduism in Malaysia. I go to temples. Now in Malaysia we launch a massive Hindu revival called the Bhakti Revolution. I'm driving the agenda. Under Sai. For many years, I kept Hinduism away from Sai. We are so well known for interfaith now. We are so well known for all the other things, Now I said Hindus in Malaysia is a big problem of Indians in Malaysia. Most number of gangsters, most number of wife beaters, all Indians, though they are 6% of the population. I'm going down to grassroots now. I've learned something called the Bhakti Revolution in Malaysia. I'm redefining the word meaning of Bhakti. For centuries, Bhakti means love for God. I'm changing the definition now. Bhakti means love for God and love for parents. If you say you love God and don't respect your parents, forget it, that's not love. Love your parents, make them cry with delight that your son, daughter knows to go to temple. Enough blessing for you. We are having massive revolution. In fact, 2 days after this, I go back to now also bhajans. Here we are told by Sai Center leaders, what your bhajans is going on is like cult within our group, we sing Allah, we sing our clap hands. 40 years in Malaysia, by now every Hindu temple should be singing bhajans. Why they not? Ask them. Because temples invite us to sing bhajans. Navaratri, Shivratri, we go all temples and we sing. But all the songs we sing, Malaysia, 90% of the Indians are Tamil speaking people. You go and sing, Prema Mudita Manase Koho. Everybody will clap their hand, follow, but they won't sing tomorrow because they don't know the language, they don't understand this. So give them in the language they understand. So I launched a big program called Tabla, Tamil Bhajan Learning Adventure. And I told them I want to have mega bhajans in temples now. What mega bhajans? First Jega, what to do? I said, alright, we must get all the people to sing bhajans. So we first session we had about 8 months ago in one temple. You won't believe, brother, 850 Hindu youth packed the temple. And then we told every temple who forms their own bhajan group will donate a tabla, harmonium and ganjara. Now with the 7 temples already coming. When I go back on the 23rd, 24th, I'm going to a place where they have another big mega bhajan. Mega bhajan we call it. Deviate, divine wind. Everybody is up to us now to take Baba's teachings to the community. That is community engagement. We must engage the community. Engage your Hindus, engage Hindus. Not because you want the Baba to know. Make them understand. What has Baba given us? Bhajans. Namasmaran. Make the whole universe we sing about become Namasmaran. Service. Motivate them to service. Study circles. Let them do study. Let them understand the religion. How many Hindus understand the religion? Why you break coconut? Why you put flowers? Why? No one knows why. That's why the youngsters are now rejecting the religion. Looks like a pagan religion. Okay? I was an atheist. I was an agnostic. I moved out of Hinduism. For 32 years, I never worshipped. I never prayed at all. Hinduism was a joke to me. Why? What I go to a temple and see? I see a horse, I see a cow, I see a bull, I see a peacock, I see a snake. Whole zoo is there, But no one knows what the zoo is doing there. So youngsters ask you, I'm telling you, this is a serious issue, Dear devotees, if your youngster tomorrow goes to school in Australia, for example, and she meets a Christian or a Buddhist or whoever, or a Muslim, hey, you Hindu? Are you Hindu? I'm a Hindu. Why you pretty elephant? Then you understand you Hindu, you go and worship rat. In the house you kill the rat and then you worship the rat. Why? So this child will come to the mother, Amma, my friends are teasing me, Amma. They say I'm so stupid. I'm praying toward an elephant and rat. Amma, why do Hindus pray to rat and elephant, Amma? 99% of all mothers, except all of you sitting here, will say, darling, you don't know why we pray to Ganapati and no, Amma. No one told you? No, Amma. Ask Papa. Because Papa is a lawyer, engineer, doctor, he must know something, So this child will go to the Papa. Papa, Papa, and Papa's big housing agent or something. Papa, why do Hindus pray to elephant and rat? 99% all papas say, stupid, don't ask stupid questions, okay? Papa. In the school they are told, ask questions. Come home, don't ask questions. Hinduism is a deep religion. What nonsense. Hinduism is a religion of science. I was atheist because no one could explain to me this. Then after Swami came alive, and I realized, what is Swami? What do you want me to do? I looked at that. Here the Hindu is better Hindu. I said, oh my God, you mean just because I've become Bhagavad Gita, I must go back to this great religion. So I began to study the religion. I got it is science. Hindu temple is science laboratory. We can stun the youth of the world, make them understand that this religion has survived. Roman Empire disappeared, Greeks disappeared, Incas disappeared, Hindu religion is still surviving. How come? The teaching, up to us now to give the teachings of the religion to the youth. If not, we fail. We abdicate our responsibility. Devotees. So this is community engagement. Baba said, I'm here to feed the roots of religion. Make Hindu better Hindu, Christian better Christian. How? Give them the teachings. Give them the values. Bade, what time am I supposed to stop?
10 minutes, 5:30.
Oh, 5:30, yeah. Oh, 5:30 already, yeah. I just thought only I thought it's 4 o'clock. Scary here. Okay, devotees. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to switch thing, I'm doing something. Two things that you all can do easily here. There is. One of the things we did under the friendship group, Interfaith friendship group, and this is something you all can easily do. Because many of you have children who are not in this hall today, I'm sure, because they're teenagers. How many of you here below 30 years old? Below 30? No, don't be shy. Put 30. Good. How many of you below 30 years were forced to come here by parents? Got to go, or bribed by parents, This hall should be full of these youngsters. We have made the Sai movement such a boring, such a convoluted kind of group, that no one wants to be part of it. Devotees. So how to make it exciting? In the friendship group, what we did was, we formed an Interfaith Orchestra. I'm going to show you now the Interfaith Orchestra of the friendship group. This orchestra we played. What do we do? In most countries in the world, in Australia, I'm sure, you have an orchestra, and all are interfaith, and I'm sure there are Christian bodies all playing. But everyone is able to play as long as they keep their religion behind them. An interfaith activity is not a function where Christians come and dance, Hindus come and dance, Muslims come and dance, and all go home. No, not touching each other. That's not interfaith, Interfaith, integration of faith in interfaith. Not compartment in each in little silos you come and do, So how do you integrate them together? Do service, all holding hands together. So we have the Interfaith Orchestra. We call the Muslim, and we are all orchestra interfaith. But now, when you get together, they put the religion behind. Now we told the people, put your religion in front. You're there in the orchestra. You're the Muslim group, Abhim group, Hindu group, Christian group, all are there. As Christian Buddhists standing there. Proud of your religion. We tell people, be proud of your religion and unite over the country. That's it. Be proud of your religion. That's why everybody is with us now. We tell the Muslim, hey, proud of Islam, proud of Christianity, proud of Hinduism. And then understand the pride of your religion should give you the humility to hold hands with others to help the world. So the Interfaith Orchestra, we did this orchestra, stunned everybody. The dean of the University of Malaya, the primary university in Malaysia, he came and saw one function, the 10th anniversary of the friendship group. He saw the Interfaith Orchestra. He saw the drama that Suresh did. And he was so stunned, he said, can you come and do the same thing in the University of Malaya for the Freshie night? Yeah, the Freshie weekend, they have a Freshie, 2-week training, whatever they have, freshmen. And university normally never invite outsiders to do anything during the freshmen because they don't attend. They ask us to do it. They finance the entire thing, the stage, the lights, everything. We just came in, The orchestra was done and the drama was done. They were so, the 3,000 youth, went wild, they were clapping and cheering, And then for 3 years running now, we've been doing this. 3 years running, they've asked us to do this. And here's an example of the orchestra itself, okay, in action in Malaysia. This function is, that's a Muslim. Okay, watch now. The guy in the front, we announced that now the Muslim group is there. You see the guy, the drums here. That's a Sikh group. We declare, this is in the Gurudwara Council. This from Buddhists playing traditional Chinese instruments. The Hindus here playing the veena, what have you. The Christians are also playing. The Christians actually have they play all the modern Western instruments. Some of the modern Western instruments are identified with Christians, okay. And then these the Muslims, playing this, and here the Sikhs. Each of them is introduced. This is the Abhim group, Muslim, and each of them playing their own traditional instruments. And we announced the conductor is from the Sathya Sai Baba organization. The one who putting everything together. That was a fantastic thing, so we make sure that we are there, And this hall, you can see some of the heads there, 3,000 plus sitting on there. I don't know whether. This is a Malay song, a Malaysian Malay song. Just a glimpse. And you can imagine in front of the audience now, the 3,000 freshies. 3 years running, we have been doing this. And then the government saw this program, the Minister of National Unity saw this program, and he said, can you take this orchestra and the drama to every state in Malaysia? We said, fine. The government said, okay, ministry will fund it. There were 90 to 100 members in the cast, the musical and our technical support team, you see. The government paid for every one of them to go to Malacca, which is about 2.5 hours away from Kuala Lumpur City by bus, in hotels, to Seremban and to Penang, which is a 4 or 5 hour journey there. This is the impact power we have, We have the power, we have to influence people, to make people understand we're doing something above mediocrity. But you must have the daring and the leadership to drive this, okay? If not, we can't do anything, And I show you this one final one, this final thing. Hold on, once again. This is a way to show that this is the interfaith thing. Okay, here we are. This there's a group called Suchi. Suchi is a Buddhist group, very powerful, very rich Buddhist group, originally from
Malaysia is a multiracial and multicultural country.
Under the interfaith thing, we had this huge fun day for handicapped children. And we used the Suchi building. They got a huge building, with huge halls, everything, And we used that, and here we are now. And this film actually, Suchi is so very rich, they have their own camera crew and editing crew. And they then did this thing, they recorded this event we had in Malacca, Interfaith.
Malaysia is a multiracial and multicultural country with numerous mosques, Chinese temples, Indian temples all scattered around cities, towns and villages. Each religion has its own individual way of worshipping and recitation of prayers, which differ greatly. It is only through love and mutual respect for one another that a peaceful scenario could be established. Although different religions uphold their own beliefs, thoughts of compassion and charity is still a similar phenomenon. as such 6 major religious groups comprising of Islamic outreach, Buddhist Mahavihara, Hindus, Catholics, Christians, Malaysian Gurdwaras and followers of Sai Baba joined hands to organize this very special fun day on 17th August 2003 for our extra special children, that is, handicapped and underprivileged children in conjunction with Merdeka Day. It was held in the compound of Melaka Suci. Total workforce consists of 755 volunteers, of which 159 are officials from 28 different organizations. In anticipation of delivering great love, we must
See, Malaysia has shown example to many countries, of economic development and many things. We hope Malaysia can show an example to other countries of all religions getting together to work together for the poor.
But there's one very strange phenomenon in Malaysia, that is, people of different races, they can work together very harmoniously. But when they put on the religious badges, suddenly they cannot work together anymore. The main objective of this event is to get together all the religious groups in Malaysia, so that we can work together for the benefit of the underprivileged.
Together of different faith, race and culture together today for this special occasion.
Let thy name be ever on our lips. Let us abide in thee.
Melalui projek negara kita menunjukkan yang perpaduan antara kaum dan agama adalah terbenam dalam sanubari rakyat. Malaysia sekarang menjadi sebuah contoh untuk dunia dari segi toleransi beragama. Saya sangat
understanding people, we get together. We want to contribute our service to the needy people, underprivileged people. When they come here and join with our activities with us, and they are through their own heart, they can feel their happiness. They got different type of people, they are playing game. Malay children play with the Chinese children play with the Indian children, all together.
The most important thing is when the day is over, all the religions took part, the Hindu, the Muslim, the Buddhist, all must say, hey, we had a good time. I work with the Buddhists, I'm a Muslim, but I work with the Buddhist and the Hindu. I enjoyed myself, And the Hindu must be, hey, I work with the Muslim, I enjoyed. That means I can work with everybody, using my religion in front, not hiding my religion, And then we must say, religion can promote unity, happiness among all people.
And we found that in this function itself, that religions can actually work together. And from feedbacks, we found that suddenly there's a realization that we should work together more, because each of us have got own resources, and if we can share resources together, this will be something very, very fantastic, and then we can do more things for mankind.
Pertamanya saya rasa sungguh gembira. I'm very happy to see all the faces, especially the children. And at the same time, saya belajar banyak perkara di sini. Macam mana kita bersama, pelbagai bangsa, agama, kita bersatu hati menyelesaikan banyak perkara yang bersangkutan dengan program, dan ini memberi kesan yang amat baik pada masa depan kita dari segi bergabung dan bekerjasama dalam banyak hal selepas ini.
To serve together, to work together, to serve the needs of the people. They, the special people, became the guest of honor. So that is very meaningful because most of the time the guest of honor is a politician or.
Oh, hari ni sungguh gembira sebab dapat bawa budak-budak ni untuk bersama merayakan hari kemenangan. Yang volunteer pun sungguh gembira juga sebab kita dapat bagi dia kegembiraan. Dia.
那我们希望是有机会还再来啦。你有没有很开心？是的，是的。为什么这么开心？
Not just interfaith doesn't mean you all sit down and talk to each other and go home. Interfaith means moving the interfaith agenda to the community. And if Sai can lead this, as we have done in Malaysia, now in New Zealand, I just came to New Zealand 1 month ago. New Zealand, we had a massive interfaith event in New Zealand. Now they are organizing I showed them this film, and now they are organizing a fun day for special children in New Zealand. And the government has agreed to give their facilities, their stadium free. So they're trying to work out the details. The program is so daring and so wonderful. Everyone will support you. You have some great leadership here. Peggy, Neville, Krishnan, and look at all these leaders here now. Huh? Yeah. Now she'll say, all names are mine, all forms are mine. Oh boy. She's never going to invite me again, okay? Jaga, get Peggy to invite you. And with these words, I want to thank all of you for being so patient. And I hope this has been a very interesting presentation to all of you. And one day, you see, devotees, let me share this with you, one final thought. What do we do in Malaysia? The world will not notice much, you know. A small developing country, what is there? If Australia is able to do what we have done, the world will sit up and watch. You have the power to enlighten, to be a magnet, lighthouse to the world more than Malaysia can. That's why I'm so passionate about it. You and New Zealand. So many people look at New Zealand and Malaysia for education, for this and that, everything, you know, New Zealand, Australia. You can become this lighthouse of interfaith unity. My God, you can inspire the world much more than little Malaysian country can do. With these words, I thank you very much for listening to me. Sai.
Om Jai Jagadeesan Hare Swami Sathya Sai Baba Bhaktajana Samrajaka Bhaktajana Samrajaka Pati Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadeesan Hare Shashi Vadana Srikara Sarva Pranapati Swami Sarva Pranapati Ashita Kalpanatika, Ashita Kalpanatika, Ahapandava, Om Jai Jagadeesan Hare. Mata Pita Guru Deva Mariyandayum Neeve, Swami Mariyandayum Neeve, Nana Brahma Jagannath. शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति. May all beings everywhere be happy. Oh, peace, peace, peace. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की.